I haven't played in weeks. My game is probably gonna be super crusty. Last time I played, they had leaves on the trees. Anyway, today I'm gonna talk to you about some of the things that when I think back to trying to break 100 and even 90, what I know now and what I wish I knew back then, how it would have helped me save so many more shots very quickly. My body just feels like it's not moving. And one of the first things that I had to learn was learning how to score, and that recognizing that scoring at that level is not actually scoring, and it requires very minimal good golf, if you could even call it that. Oh, that was terrible. It's in play. That was such a bad swing. Well, that's what happened when you don't play for like a month. So many professionals talk about the scoring zone, 150 and in. And for them, it is, right? Because you can get it close to the hole. For us, especially trying to break 100 and trying to break 90, it is simply, how do I just not royally mess up this shot? So I hit a good drive, it's not good, but I hit a good drive. How do I take advantage of it by not just chunking or topping this second shot? And that's the main thing for me that I couldn't fully grasp, because I thought I was better than I actually was. And I thought, okay, well, this is, the scoring zone, so you gotta land it on the green. No, essentially, all I really need to do is just keep it alive and keep it somewhere near the green. I don't need perfection. I just need keep the ball alive. It's alive, but it was a bad shot. But let me show you what I mean. Now, this is the area where Sidekick always talks about just get it on the green. Back then, I didn't really understand fully, what scoring and what that meant. But now, right, if I'm trying to break 100, it is really, I don't need to get it anywhere close to the hole. I would like to, but from here, all I want to do is not waste a complete shot. And wasting a complete shot would be flubbing a chip shot because I'm trying to get too cute, putting it in the bunker, essentially leaving myself with another wedge in my hand. Because you're gonna miss the green more often than you're gonna hit the green. So essentially, how do I take the easiest route to get a putter in my hand? And from there, if I can get up, and down, right, I get a bogey. What I don't wanna do is end up from here and end up with a double or a triple bogey, just because I'm trying to get too cute. But essentially, you don't wanna leave yourself in a position, well, now I have to get up and down from here, and it adds a lot more pressure onto me, because now I have to leave it close to the hole if I don't want to, still 2-putt and 3-putt. Like that. I mean, we're always going to have wasted shots in golf. That's just golf. Unless you are, a scratch or pro, even they are gonna have relatively wasted shots. But for us, a wasted shot, trying to break 190, is simply, how do I not just throw away something good? So a flubbed wedge or, a thinned wedge or, anything like that. How do I not keep it out of bounds? How do I not hit this out of bounds? Et cetera, et cetera. How do I not put myself into an automatic +1 penalty stroke? And if you do that, that's pretty much all there is to breaking 90. And then you're pretty much done. But that is the mindset that I wish I had early on is, okay, well, if I just learn how to score properly, and what that means is just stop wasting so many shots and we'll be good. Which leads to my second point of essentially thinking I'm better than I actually was, and what that means. So now, I know I can hit that shot, 215 yards with a 5-iron. I know I can hit that shot, and I know when I'm not feeling good enough to hit that shot and when I am. But back when I was getting better at golf and first starting out, I would go to the driving range, I would practice, I would hit 5-irons, I'd hit my 4-irons, my woods, driver, yada, 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 and I could hit those shots. So I thought, okay, I have 210 yards, this is the perfect time with my 5-iron. But I was not good enough consistently to hit that shot, but I was trying to convince myself that I could hit that shot because I could hit that shot, not that I will hit that shot. And I did not know how to play according to how I'm feeling that day, how my ball striking has been, my dispersion pattern. I'm just thinking, hit it straight and do good. What is just the easiest, smartest play for this shot? That was a terrible putt. But still, if we're playing for bogey golf, I could 2-putt from here and make the bogey, and that's easy. So essentially, it is learning and accepting my limitations on what I can do and not trying to play better than I was not trying to play better than I actually was. Because everybody has the potential for that one round that is the round, right? And we all know that I can hit a good shot. I can do this. But the reality is we're probably not gonna do this. So how do I just accept that, okay, how do I just play within me, right? And I will score so much better by just not trying to do things that I'm not 100% certain that I can do. And that also goes to the next point, which is my wedges and putting. So let me talk about short game a little bit more. You know what? Somehow that stinger that could have killed a squirrel worked. So, accidental stinger. So you're welcome. Somehow that managed to go 220 yards. So this is actually a perfect position. But I'm gonna lay up on purpose for demonstration purposes, okay? So one of the things that is still affecting me to this day is my short game and the aspect of I don't spin my wedges very well. I don't know, I don't. So back when I was first starting out, I would get like a 50-yard shot from here, and I would think, okay, hit a 50-yard shot. That makes sense, but I know I'm not going to stop the ball at 50 yards, right? That requires a lot of spin, and I'm not gonna do that. So what I would need to do back then is I would need to pick a better landing spot. So instead of 50 yards, maybe I'll choose 45, right? I'll choose it 20 feet out or something like that because I know it's going to roll because I just don't generate enough spin. Now, if I'm 80 yards out, yeah, I'm not gonna do that. But if I'm 50 yards in or around the green, I need to choose a better landing spot that's going to let it roll out. Now, I still fall back to the first point of just get on the green, but still, choosing better landing spots with the short game is going to be better. I told you I'm rusty. Another thing with putting is that I would get so scared of 3-putting that I would leave the ball so short because I would be so scared of being too aggressive with it, and then I would hit the ball halfway, and then I have, another 20-foot putt for no reason. When in reality is, for me at least, it is better to be more aggressive than thinking too much about 3-putting and being under-aggressive. Because most of the time, I'm still probably, just my tendencies, I'm still probably going to be a little bit short. But from there, we got to tap it, right? Versus if I'm thinking, all right, hit it gentle and just trickle it in, I'm probably going to underestimate or overestimate my speed, underestimate the distance, and then I'll leave it short. So be more aggressive with your putts. Now, this is something that I did do early on, but not that early. It was, you should go out to it could be a shitty course, doesn't really matter. Just like a course where you can go out and play solo, no one's gonna bother you, and play from like the front tees, play a short course, it doesn't really matter, but just get out and learn how to play golf, making smarter decisions without other people. Because once I play with my friends, this is still something I do. When I play with my friends, I make way dumber decisions than I do when I play alone. But playing alone allowed me to just freely think about what do I want to do for this shot, as opposed to interacting with other people, or what are they doing, or how do I impress them, and so forth and so forth. When you're playing by yourself, it's a lot easier to look at this situation and go, okay, just chip one out. Just chip it right there and move on. When I'm playing with my friends, it's a lot easier to go, there's a gap. And because there's a gap, if I hit this shot, pull it off, everyone's gonna go, holy shit, what a great shot. And I'm gonna feel like a fucking king. When I don't pull it off, I'm gonna look like a stupid idiot. But you know what? It's 50-50. It either happens or it doesn't. And that's a dumb decision-making process that I think a lot of people make, at least I did early on, of, you know what? Instead of getting a bunch of boos by just chipping it out and saying, take your medicine, I'm gonna go for it and try to hit a miracle shot. One, it's more fun, yes, but it's not good for scoring. But for video, I'm gonna hit a low, thin hooking in between the trees. So watch this. Okay, well, It didn't work. Let's hit another one just for fun. Well, that was the idea. I just hit it off the toe. And that's why I don't do those shots. One of the other things that I've come to learn early on, to stop trying to hit the ball straight. I mean, when you hit it straight, you end up with a two-way miss because we're not good enough to hit it straight. So just, if you come over the top, let it rock. If you play a hook, let them cook. Just embrace whatever your natural swing shape is and just learn how to miss properly. So if I play a fade from here, I'm gonna aim at the left side of the green because that's the fattest area of the green. And if I play it fade and it comes back to the pin, great. If it doesn't fade and it goes straight, I'm still safe. But I would not aim at the pin here, play a fade, because if I pull it, slice it too much, it's going in the bunker. And I'm in a terrible position. And I'm not gonna hit it straight because then I could end up going left, I can end up going right, and then it's just a bad time. The only time I play it straight is with a wedge. Because if you play fade and you do that, well, guess what? Now I left myself with a tough shot in the bunker because I aimed straight at the pin. And that's not gonna do you any good. Another thing to learn is if you were the golf addict in your group, find other golf addicts because you could play a lot more golf if you found other people that like to golf as much as you. But if you're the person that likes to golf the most, or you're gonna be constantly disappointed waiting for people to play golf because they don't wanna play golf. Oh, what a shot. Oh, if that goes in, it's not on camera. Oh, okay. That almost went in. And if it wasn't on camera, I would have been pretty sad. I mean, I would have flipped you around and showed you, but still. I'm gonna show you anyway. Look at that. Now I'm gonna go rake the bunker. One of the other things is just buy a 5-wood and then use it. Just use a different club off the tee for when your driver's not working. Now you got another one. But another piece of advice, don't try to change your swing on the course, but also don't try to focus on what your body is doing on the course. I mean, this is essentially good for practice, and I'm talking about a whole nother video about this, but focus on what the club head is doing rather than what your body is doing. Scientifically, it's shown to help people improve better than if you focus on what your body is doing. You know, that worked out. Straight off the toe. Oh, I need to play golf more. I'm so rusty. What do I mean by that? Well, I mean, that instead of focusing on, you know, what is my shoulder doing, what's my body doing, what are my hands doing, I'm just focusing on, okay, well, where is the club traveling through the ball, right? What is the club head doing during my swing? Does it feel like it's tilted this way? Does it feel like it's tilted that way? I'm not thinking too much about it, but that's my focus rather than what my body is doing. And if you practice that enough, well, you're gonna get better striking, which most of us, not breaking 100 or not breaking 90, you need. You need better ball striking than you do better, you know, hitting it to 12 feet, because you're not gonna hit it to 12 feet every single time. A little long. The last thing that I wanna highlight is just tee your driver lower. Like, I used to tee my driver really high because I used to think, you know, hit it high and go. And I'd watch all these YouTube videos of them, oh, the perfect tee height and blah, 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 blah. But you don't need that. Just, you could tee it low and still even hit down on it. You know, you could treat it like an iron swing, and you could be a lot more consistent until you actually learn how to hit a proper driver. So I could just put it in the front of my stance, tee it a little low, hit it like a normal iron, and go about my business. I hooked it, but you get the point. That would have been a good drive if it wasn't so bad.